Hey guys, Dave from the Unearthed 4 Nerds, by Nerds, hanging out with these nerds.
I'm Ted.
Ryan.
And today we are going to be delving into Unearthed Arcana Quick Characters.
If you want to jump down to the description below, you can sign up for Nerdarchy the newsletter. It's a great way to get gaming tips delivered straight to your email, as well as learn how to game with us.
So, we kind of glossed over this Unearthed Arcana, but a couple people have been like, hey, did you guys do a video on this?
Well, I guess because we do every other one, so yeah.
Yeah, so we kind of looked at this one, and I was like, this is kind of cool, but I don't know if it's a full video worth. So I guess we're going to talk about the charts a little bit, look at it, and then, we'll each make a random character, and we'll do one in this video, and then we'll do like 2 other videos, and then we'll talk about the character we come up with and, flesh it out.
So my initial thing about looking at the quick character guide is it's a lot of random charts. It's only 3 pages long.
It's all random charts, let's just say that.
Yes, but it's a lot of them, and it's a way that you can literally just create a character completely randomly. It chooses everything for you. I think it's fantastic as just let me come up with something real quick.
It's an interesting exercise, and I don't give a shit about agency. Let me see what the dice gods give me.
But the other thing that it can allow you to do from the DM side is it allows you to populate some characters that have some more information to them if you want to throw some random NPCs together, either as an alternate entering party or...
I just pictured Ted behind the screen DMing. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, wait, guys. Rolling like 15 times. You meet...
Yeah.
I'm talking
Archibald,
about as pre-work.
the fighter.
It would be pre-work. Not
If you run into one of those situations where you need to have a party of GM NPCs to have the whole party get petrified and then save the day type of situation.
Yeah.
I just think it could be useful for that because you have these charts to draw off of.
Fuck all that. It's just fun to roll some dice and see what you get.
Yeah. It's like the Forrest Gump.
That's what it really
dice.
comes back. Who wants to start this bad boy off?
All right. So Ryan's got the dice, so it looks like he gets to make the first
so
Ted will be our chronicler because he's got the paper and the pen.
All right, so what's my first D that I'm using?
It's got alignment, D6.
D6, that's a 6.
Oh, you got a 6. All right, you got a chaotic neutral.
Okay, fun times, happy times.
You're playing Psycho Mike.
All right, so what's our next one?
Background is a D6.
D6. All right, let me roll that up again. 5.
You are a sage.
Okay, there's no sage. All right, I'm liking it. All right. Watch I make the most awesome character ever. All right, what's the next die?
D20.
D20. We have an 8.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I grabbed the wrong background, but you're actually a folk hero.
Folk hero. Okay.
Because sorry guys, there's a background for just the PDF download you can get from Watts, and then there's one from the player's handbook. We have the player's handbook. We might as well use that.
Yeah.
So now we need another D20.
So which is the...
Wait. What was the first?
Do you need a D20 now?
Okay, I did a D20 for an 8.
That was your folk hero.
Oh, okay. So another D20 roll.
Yeah, chaotic neutral folk hero.
All right, 5 for a D20.
5 is deception.
Wait, we don't have a class? Okay, we're going to skills right away?
I'm just going down the list, man.
Yeah.
Because, let's see, alternatively, players who are not comfortable with defining a character's personality, traits, ideals, bonds, and flaws for role-playing, the quick character generation process can be made even quicker by foregoing the background. Oh, and that's foregoing the background. Instead of rolling for your skill and tool proficiencies normally provided by a background, roll 4 times on the following. Oh, we actually have a choice to make. Whether you go with the background or you just roll for skills. So... All right, so
let's go with the background and do the roll for the skills. So we'll just...
So you're the folk hero for the trait, but your skills are going to be...
Yeah, but I think that would also come back to, once you've established a class, to know how many times.
No. Normally you get 2 skills, a language, and a tool.
So the 4 is...
Through your background.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what Ryan is saying, he wants to take the trait from folk hero, but rather than get... The skills.
Oh, okay.
We'll make this all rando. Let's see what happens.
Your next skill is
3.
A 3 is arcana.
Arcana.
All right. So now you need to go to tools.
There is no tools.
No, it might be on the...
Yeah, it's on here.
Oh, okay.
6.
A 6 is history.
One more, right?
Yep. Should have been that sage.
I rolled 6 again, so I should probably roll that, right?
Yeah, you roll doubles.
Yep. 18.
Oh, an 18, that is survival.
Survival. All right.
So, history, survival, arcana, and deception.
All right, I'm digging this.
You're a shifty.
I'm shifty,
Give me
and
a
I
die
know,
6.
I'm shifty and I know
This is
stuff. All right, we got a 1.
We have a 1. That is a cleric.
A cleric. All right. Okay. What do we got next?
Next, you need another die 6.
Oh, and I threw that die right there. The floor is not in play.
Floor is not in play.
It's another 1.
A 1? Oh, okay, so that is actually the stat that gives you an 18. An 18, a 14, a 12. 8, 8, 6.
Wow. All right, that's interesting. Cool. What do we got now?
Now we need... that's your equipment. That's just going to be automatic. So... Well, you're a cleric. I think that you're pretty much done unless you roll your
race.
spells.
We have to do a race.
Oh, yeah, we do have to do a race. That's
need
on the
a
back
race.
for some reason. Give me a D12.
D12. All right, let's see what we do. Oh, there's our D12. Okay, 7.
7, you're human.
Human. Okay.
So you're a human, chaotic, neutral, folk hero cleric that has a lot of skills.
Well, not a lot. Well, I mean, I have no tool proficiencies. I just
Right.
know how to do stuff. So I will have to think about what that is.
Yeah, so...
So is there any other charts to do here while Ryan's thinking about stuff?
All right, well, let's see. For the cleric, wisdom, strength,
Domain.
Okay, so it gives the order of what to put your stats, where to put your... Oh, it actually tells you where to put the stats, too.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let's just follow. We'll follow the guidelines.
All right, so your 18 goes in wisdom, 14 strength, 12 con, 8 charisma, 8 dexterity,
6 intelligence?
6 intelligence.
Except for it doesn't make a lot of sense for my knowledge-based skill array. So I might. That's one thing that I might change up, based on that a little bit. Like maybe change out a 6 and a
Well, it's either one of switching to strength or to con.
Yeah, having those 3 really bad stats is rough. I mean the 6. Yeah.
But you also, as a human, you can either get your +1 to everything. Doesn't help much here. It'll bump that 11 to a 12, or you can go with the variant, get the extra skill in the feat, and 2 pluses.
Yeah. Well, that's a 12 to strength would have been right. Or I don't. There's no 11 in the array.
Oh,
it's a 14. I think I have a 14 in strength and a 12 in con.
Yes.
oh, I'm sorry.
Cheating me.
Cheating him out of his stats. So I mean that's true. I mean you could bump that 6 intelligence up to an 8.
Yeah. Or an 8 to a 10.
So you do have some choices there. Let's see. For cleric, your equipment is mace, scale mail, light crossbow, 20 bolts, shield, and holy symbol.
Nice.
And you
And
get your choice of essentially backpack loaded gear.
yeah, you get your choice of one of 3 backpacks with gear in it. They're all a little bit different.
Yeah.
Oh, also all characters also gain a dagger and either a light crossbow and 10 bolts or a set of 5 javelins. Actually, I always feel like the gears might be better.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. So we have to do cleric spells now, right?
Yeah, only if you want to roll for them or you can pick them.
Yeah. We'll not worry about the spells.
Yeah.
With cleric, I mean, you technically have access to all of them. It's just what you have prepared.
Yeah.
So let's look at this character and these stats, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all of your mentals have been basically turned into dump stats, right?
Yeah.
Except for
Yeah.
charisma, was that right?
Wisdom is 18, but
Yeah.
your intelligence is a 6. Your charisma is an 8.
And you're also a folk hero, right? So maybe something happened to this character.
He's cursed. He's probably cursed and maybe mad. But he's got this sort of like divine madness sort of thing. That's 18 wisdom comes into play.
So you have insight into things because of whatever happened.
Yeah.
So I like the idea of there being some kind of traumatic event that happened, and what if this folk hero status is he did something to save everyone,
but paid a price.
But
paid the price of it. You know?
Yeah.
And like, all right, 8 is just below average, so people will like him, but the madness that he's got,
it addled his brain.
It addled his brain, but it keeps people, kind of a little.
Here's what I'm kind of seeing. I'm kind of seeing like the local farm boy that grows up on the farm in the village, but he's kind of touched by one of the gods, and actually becomes like the pastor of the village or the town, and a leader in the town, really, a bastion of the community, and and then this otherworldly threat happens, and the only thing standing between the village and it is him, and he is through the channeling of the power of his god and his will, he's able to stave off this threat, but at a terrible cost. Like I'm like envisioning some kind of like Cthulian thing going on here, where he gets covered in like otherworldly ecto slime acid stuff that kind of disfigures him and drives him mad.
So it would make sense if it disfigures him so much that it like kind of messes up his hand-eye coordination. Perhaps he walks with a limp.
Well, also, an 8 is not like an 8 is like just like they just might be kind of sluggish on their feet a little bit, maybe kind of overweight or something like that. Like the way I'm seeing this, other than the wisdom, or maybe with the wisdom, he could be like a Hodar sort of figure, because a 14 strength is a pretty solid strength score.
Absolutely.
You're not like, maybe you're not in super great shape, but you can hit pretty hard.
12 cons hardy.
Yeah. So like I'm imagining more like a sort of like Lenny or Hodar, Lenny from Of Mice and Men,
right?
And or Hodar, just being kind of simple. But I mean, he could be like an Oracle as well.
Well, see, but then again, like you're a folk hero too, so that means something happened, an event happened, and that's why I'm leaning towards something that happened to him and actually altered his mind, and affected him, and and possibly too, like that could also be like if it's a physical disfigurement, that could affect his intelligence as well, because that fact alone might be something that has sent him over the edge. And every time he looks in a mirror or sees his reflection, he's reminded and horrified, flashbacks.
Yeah. So see him like probably worshiping some sort of god of martyrs, or like the beggar king sort of thing, like something for anybody that's sort of downtrodden and down on their luck sort of deity.
Or like maybe even switch deities, like after the thing happened. Like if you go with, it depends on like what kind of backstory you want to go with. The key is fitting the pieces together. Like why? First of all, you have to come up with like, why is he got such a high wisdom, and why at the same time he's above average. You have that factored in, and then you also have the folk hero, which again it always says something specifically, like something in your past that happened, an event that made you a folk hero.
Right.
And then and then also you also have that super low intelligence. A 6 is pretty low.
Well, yeah, I mean a 6 is like above and beyond below.
Yeah, you possibly have a mental disability, and I feel like in order to, with that super high wisdom, I almost feel like there almost has to be, or like it's an autism type thing. Or like a Rain Man type thing where you're super good at certain things, but most things you're not so good at.
To take this in a completely different, I mean, it is weird that he would know stuff about Arcana and history, but it could be like this sort of folk hero in that like this person that like lives out in the woods, like a Tarzan sort of situation, like low intelligence and charisma, because your communications is usually meant with animals, things like that. So you could do like a Mowgli, type of Jungle Book sort of thing, where he's a folk hero because people like tell stories about the man who lives in the woods or something like that. Like maybe he helps people, or like he's like a sort of a Sasquatch of the forest sort of thing. So the 18 wisdom is like animalistic wisdom, perception, sort of thing.
That's pretty interesting.
Could go that route. So the folklore is he's kind of a local legend in that regard.
That's a pretty cool concept.
Except for then but you had that knowledge of history and arcana. And
That's a little weird to explain, but
The survival works.
the survival, deception, because you can kind of bluff, but he's not even that great at it. Well, I mean, none of the things. And he's not going to be very good at Arcana or History by that token anyway.
No.
So it's like his benefit is negated by the fact that like his intelligence is a 6.
So that's why I was going with something that
Otherworldly knowledge.
Well, not even that. It just comes down to like these are things that he was had aptitude in before the event happened that changed him.
Well, I mean, if you have like a sort of Cthulian event, like knowledge of Arcana and History is like this thing from this other world, like you interface with his presence.
Yeah, but you're still not good at it.
No, you're not good at it. But every once in a while, because a lot of this is contingent on the D20, like D20s really matter.
Yeah.
So if you roll well, it's like this flash of inspiration of like, wow, I see just that, like you explained it, just this tendril of knowledge like comes across, whereas like my sort of Jungle Book story, I don't know how I explain
And the other thing too is like being nonverbal doesn't actually reflect your intelligence. It's speaking is a learned skill. Just in someone with a low enough natural IQ or intelligence just can't ever do it, where someone who's never done it before but has extremely high intelligence would be able to learn it and do it and pick up other things, and it wouldn't actually really have anything to do with their IQ.
I'm not a speech pathologist, so I really don't want to actually weigh into that, because I feel like in the comments below, people that actually study these would be like, well, that's bullshit, and this is how this
Well,
works.
but my daughter has a speech apraxia, so like peripheral, I've had to deal with some of it, and like one of the weird things with her was her comprehension was so much higher than her ability to communicate when she was tested.
Right.
So that's my point. The ability to speak isn't the same as the ability to understand, because some people are just mute.
Hey, Qui-Gon Jinn said it. The ability to speak does not make one intelligent.
There you go. So they're
Well,
not
so I mean,
necessarily-
but intelligence, like from the sort of Jungle Book sort of idea, like it's just that he hasn't had a chance to learn and be educated by things, and like that aptitude may have not developed because nature versus nurture and not being exposed to things, then like it this gets into like developmental psychology. But yeah, so discussion
All
about
right, so
intelligence.
we got a chaotic neutral folk hero cleric with an odd skill set.
that was possibly touched by Cthulhu
There you go.
in a bad way.
in a bad way.
So, however you want to play it, I think we got an interesting character here.
So the question is, after we come up with these characters, do we then find a DM to run a session for?
Right. Yeah. That might be
don't
a
know.
thing that needs to happen.
What do you guys think? Do you think we should play these characters? Put your comments down below. While you're doing that, feel free to like, share, even subscribe.
You can find us over on Facebook.
Hang out with us at nerdarchy.com.
So until next time,
Stay nerdy.